So in this video, I'm going to show you through the storage solution that I have for my 3D printing. Now I have the Bambu Labs P2S here, I have the AMS2, and I can fit up to 4 filaments or 4 rolls of filament here in the AMS. And this is sealed. I've got the desiccant holders in here to make sure that it keeps nice and dry. But what about for all the filament that I have that isn't stored in here? And for that, I have quite a bit. Now, this is my setup. These are 4-litre cereal tubs that I've just gotten from Amazon. I'll put a link below to those. And what I've done is I've just put little desiccant holders in here, and also here I've got some hydrometers as well. Let's have a look at them and I'll show you exactly through them. So here you could see this is a bit of filament that I actually had in a bag. Now, these bags were okay. I got these from AliExpress, and these are really good for filament that you're not going to be using over an extended period of time. But I just found that more and more I was using filament and then swapping and changing it out with all of the different colors that I was operating with. So the problem with doing that is that these bags, if they get any sort of hole in them at all, they'll just leak air out, and then you don't have the seal. So this one's leaked a little bit of air. It's not exactly sealed as I had it before. But the good thing about them is you can see here in the lid, they've got this rubber seal around the outside. So that means that anything in it is effectively sealed. That's why they're really good for cereal. And then I printed, and these are available on MakerWorld, this design, which is a desiccant holder. I printed this in clear filament so that you can see how it's orange there, and you could see the color inside, because this is rechargeable desiccant. It goes green or dark green when it needs to be energized. You put it in the oven and leave it going for about an hour at a certain temperature, and that pulls all the moisture out of the desiccant beads, and you can reuse it again. Now, not only that, they've got this hydrometer as well, which is a nice little print. And then I got these hydrometers from AliExpress, and they just click straight on. Now, sometimes the clear is not exactly the best sometimes to be able to see what's going on in there, but it's reasonably easy. I just need to unscrew this from the top of the lid, and you can see that I can have a look there without spilling it. The desiccant is still in pretty good order, and it means that my filament storage is nice and neat, and it looks really good on the wall there behind me. Now, some will notice that the hydrometers actually have PLA written on here. This is customizable, so you can change this depending on what you want. I do have ASA there and also PETG at the top. I only found one disadvantage with doing this, is that if I go to swap out a bit of filament from the 3D printer, then I generally need to take out, for instance, PLA out of here to then put it into the tub. I need to swap it with another piece of PLA or another PLA tub in here, because otherwise I'll have PETG in here when it's actually PLA. So if you're going to do this, you probably don't want to label this, maybe, I don't know, unless you're looking for it for long-term storage. But that's just one thing that you may want to keep in mind when you're printing these. Now, I've been having a whole heap of fun with my 3D printer. In fact, I've just finished a print here with some custom call signs that I've been doing for my amateur radio friends. So if you want to see some more experiments and some of the 3D printing beginner basics that I came across, you can view the other videos that I've done over here.